And today I'm very happy and thrilled to introduce our first guest speaker from United States, Elena Swindle. So Elena is the founder of Fibonity, a wellness studio for mind and place for ultimate well-being. Her system empowers individuals to boost productivity, focus, and resilience against stress and burnout. In our Wisdom Talk today, Elena explores the crucial role of personal energy, why it matters, and how to increase your energy to align with the desires and results in life you would like to see. Elena is also the author of Healthy Simple Cookbook series offering healthy yet simple recipes to make at home. She was born and raised in Central Europe, holds an MBA from University of Texas, Dallas, and she currently resides in the Dallas Metroplex with a husband of 21 years marriage and two wonderful teenagers. So welcome, Elena. Over to you.
Hello. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, Elena.
Perfect.
Welcome.
Hi, Shushma. Hello,
Hi,
everyone.
Elena. Nice to see you.
So nice to see you as well. Good afternoon. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and get started if you don't mind. Thank you so much. And I'm so happy to be here with you. So my talk today is called Life is a Mirror. So I would like to ask you first to think of your life and just kind of ponder the thought, how is it going for you? And what are you experiencing? Do you love your life? Do you have a lot of challenges that you may be experiencing right now? And just kind of ponder that. Because today we're going to be talking a little bit about how our inner world really is a reflection on the outside world and how energy really plays into it. So today I'm going to give you a little bit about myself. Who am I and why am I talking about all of this stuff? Then I'm going to give you a little bit of the science of what is really happening in our brain and how things work. And then really the analogy of life is a mirror and why that is. So my name is Elena Swindull. And as Shushma already mentioned, I went to school for an MBA, and I was always very busy. And my father was a chemist, so he was very interested in the science. I still remember as a little kid that he took an apple and a walnut and pretended that the walnut is an electron going around the core. So science was really engraved in me. I really loved numbers, math. So naturally, my career developed to be in accounting and finance. But little did I know that when I was, trying to have my family, I was working full time, and I was in accounting for over 17 years. I kind of got stuck in this cycle of a really stressful environment and a lot of pressure from all kinds of sides. I was closing the books, and it was just a lot of stress on my body, on my mental health, and just I found myself not functioning, not very well anyway. And I find myself with my husband, my relationship wasn't working, and everything just kind of snowballed from that. Um, it just wasn't working. So I was experiencing a lot of stress, and I was tired and exhausted. And when I woke up and I realized that I was still on my computer at 1:30 a.m. On a Friday, when my family was long time sleeping, my husband on the couch snoring, and my kids were in the bed a long time ago, I was like, what am I doing with my life? Why am I in this crazy stress, pressure, rat race, and just this default cycle that I would wake up in the morning, got my workout in, got the kids ready for school, drove to work, just to be in a meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. Then maybe I had 20 minutes for lunch if I was lucky to eat at all. Then there was more meetings, more meetings, more meetings. And that was the cycle, just to come home, cook dinner for my family, and exhausted at the end of the day, just exhaled just to do it all over again the next day. And raise your hand if sometimes life feels like that. It's a cycle. It's a default cycle that our society, with the way we live right now, a lot of us live in this way. And so all we have left is this really a relief at the end of the day, because everything has just piled up on us during the day, and then we cannot wait for Friday and the weekend just to get a little breather. And that's not healthy. And I also was struggling with a lot of chronic back pain. And I was going to doctor after doctor, trying to figure it out. And they were giving me pills and nothing was working. Just to find out that really the chronic illness that I had was really coming from the stress that I was experiencing. And so I hope that you are not in this cycle, and hopefully you're not seeing your life resulting in physical health issues because of the stress. And I decided at that time on Friday that that I'm not going to live like this. And I started going to therapy. And so over 18 years I spent on law of attraction, that the therapy really brought me to. It started with positive affirmations from the queen of herself, Louise Hay, that led me to law of attraction and Abraham Hicks. And in the later years, I went to Tony Robbins seminars, so mindset work, and also Dr. Joe Dispenza. And as you all know, meditation is just such a powerful practice. So I've been practicing that a lot, and really was able to turn my life around from the stressful, really pressured situation when it was really physically having an effect on my body, to managing the stress a lot better, being able to calm down a little bit and really feel a little bit of relief. But it also is a constant practice. It's not something that I did and I've forgotten about it. It's a fine tuning every day to manage these stressful situations every day. And so this work has led me to more of the science. And since my father was a scientist, I was really interested in the work of Einstein. I started to pay attention to that, and really how our brains work, and what is happening with our bodies when we are putting ourselves in these situations, and how we live our daily life right now. First of all, our brains were designed to protect us. So back in the day when we were living in caves, our brain is designed to run from the lions that are chasing us, right? If there is a lion, we need to be equipped to immediately take action and run so we survive. But what our brain does in these situations when the lions were chasing us, it really focuses on one function of the body, and that's to survive, to run, and everything that, else shuts down. And I think this group is very familiar that our bodies are really not that physical. Everything is made out of atoms, and everything is vibration and frequency. So when we are shutting down, we are really clamping, and all of that energy, it's more solid and it cannot move. There's no flow to it. So the there was an experiment. Who here is familiar with Masaru Emoto? Masaru Emoto. Raise your hand if you are familiar with him. So he did experiments with water. And what he found out is when he was playing some music onto the water, it was actually frequency had an effect on that solid water, right? When he was playing like beautiful music, some classical music or something like that, the crystals under the microscope were very beautiful. They had these patterns, and it was just a very beautiful picture. But when he was playing some like chaotic music, like metal and heavy metal and things like that, the effect on the water, was very distorted, and it was not coherent. It was not in sync. It wasn't beautiful. So the point of the story is that how we speak and what is being projected, that energy now has effect on physical matter. And I want to do a little exercise, if you wouldn't mind. Be open to it. And just close your eyes. And I want to prove a point, and just notice how you feel inside. I want you to repeat the words after me. And notice again how you feel inside when I say, okay, I am tired. I am tired. I am weak. I am weak. I am broken. And now say, I am worthy. I am worthy. I am enough. I am enough. And I am powerful. I am powerful. And you can go ahead and open your eyes. Did you feel a difference between the first three words that we were saying, and how you felt within your body? Did you feel disempowered, and those words had an effect on your physical body? Did you feel that? And on the other hand, when we were saying the last three words, when we were enough and worthy and powerful and strong words like that, did you feel that in your body, that it had a different effect? So how we speak, it really transfers onto the physical world. And really just to tie it in, of how the physics behind that works and why this is. So there is a big difference between the classical Newtonian physics and quantum physics. So quantum physicists are more and more discovering how this works, right? So atoms and frequency and vibration, really, and how it behaves, all the atoms inside. So in the classical Newtonian physics, the physics are very predictable. So imagine an apple, and you drop it to the ground. You know that in Newtonian physics, you know exactly that that apple is going to fall on the ground, and you can even calculate how fast and where it's going to go. So it's a very predictable way of workings of the physics. In quantum physics, they were doing experiments and noticed that it's behaving very differently. And then it's unpredictable. And when they were doing the experiments, what they noticed is when they focused their energy there, when they were observing the atoms and the electrons and things, they gain energy. And when they stopped looking at it, they lost energy. They gained energy, and then they lost energy. So instead of that predictable Newtonian physics apple falling down, yeah, like you would expect it to, the pattern of the atoms in quantum physics were behaving not like a straight line, but more so like a stair step. And what they also observed is when they focused on it again, like it gained energy, right? And when they stopped observing it, it lost energy and it all disappeared. So they found out that somehow the mind and the observer is related to matter. So just like the water experiment, where we focus or we were projecting some beautiful music, or when we were talking to each other ourselves, we were projecting that good energy or something like that, that had a physical effect on our body. So mind and matter are related. And so all of that said, it's very important to focus our energy where we want it. Because as you probably know, where focus goes, energy flows. So where we focus, that matter is gaining strength, and it's manifesting into the physical world, right? So and it all starts with what we say, right? So what we say is in our thoughts. So it starts with a thought. And also this is when we think thoughts, like we just projected those words, we said broken, it had a certain feeling on us. So a thought produces a certain feeling, and how we feel inside in our bodies, then we take certain actions. And those actions then are producing some results. So a thought is producing a feeling, then produces an action that produces a result. And it's very important that we project these words of positivity and things like that, because that's when we feel good, and that's when we take the right actions that are producing the right results for us. If we don't feel so good, we don't really want to do anything, we're not motivated, we don't really want to do anything that has a significant result that we want. So the thoughts that we think.
Here. Sorry to interrupt.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, am I late, guys? Sorry, just interrupt.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, because
Sorry
once
what
again,
am I
sir.
doing? You
I
motherfuckers. Suck my
didn't know
fucking cock.
that you were on, like you were doing something, but I'm so sorry.
To that, so we'll just mute. Can you all please
Okay.
mute? Yeah, we muted
Okay,
all.
we're good. Okay, no. So can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. Sorry about that.
Sorry, we'll just handle that, Elena. Sorry for that. So leave that with
Okay,
us.
no worries. No worries at all. Okay, so how we feel inside of our bodies really matters, right? Because that's the actions that we take, and that's the results that we get. And we have this beautiful built-in emotional system within us, and those are our emotions that are really guiding us. Of when we don't feel good, we feel it, right? So we have this beautiful emotional guiding system within us that tells us if we feel good or if we feel bad, that can then track to what were we thinking for that to happen, right? And so I was going to share my screen if I can. Let me see. And law of attraction, you know, if you can, let's see if you guys can see my screen. Okay. Can you guys see an upward spiral and downward spiral? Yeah. Okay, perfect. So this emotional guidance system, how we feel, and law of attraction is on this vibrational disc. And how and this emotional guidance system is telling us where we are on that emotional wave, and the frequency that we are. Because law of attraction says like attracts like, and it's really this vibrational disc that we are on that then attracts more of that same thing. So we really want to go as high and feel as good as we can on the upward spiral. We want to feel joy and love and passion. Those are all of the beautiful emotions that we have within us, and then we can attract those same things based on the law of attraction, right? And when we don't feel so good, we are on that downward spiral, on that lower emotional system. In the, when we are feeling frustration or impatience, or we worrying a lot, we feel anger, all of those emotional bad emotions are telling us that that's what we are attracting. And again, if we are attracting those things, right, that's how we feel, and then that's the results we're getting. So it's this vibrational disc that we are on. Okay. All right. So we really want to think thoughts that are producing the good feeling. And how it works, it's really the frequency that we want to be on. And think of it as a radio. If you know that there is a song that you want to play, and if the radio station is not playing it on that 97.7, if you're not tuned into the right frequency, that song will not play. So we have to tune ourselves to the right frequency. And this is where we want to be, is the love and the joy and the passion and gratitude. And all of these positive emotions then are attracted. We're tuning ourselves into that right frequency. So really, we think about 70 to 80,000 thoughts a day. So that's a lot of thoughts. So not only we have this emotional guidance system within us, we also have, what did I ask you when I started this talk? What are we experiencing? And really, what we are experiencing is the best way to know what is really going on within our thoughts. What is going on within? Because life is a projection of our inner world. And what is going on inside is who we are, is being projected and reflected back to us. So it's kind of like whatever we are giving the mirror, it's being projected, right? And so if we want the mirror to change, if we want the experience that we are going through change, we can switch the mirror, but we're still going to get the same reflection. So it's the inside that needs to change, as opposed to changing the mirror. Like we are taught to see it and then I will believe it. Well, it's the exact opposite. It's believe it so you can see it. You've got to inside change. Like, if the mirror is reflecting an angry face, well, because your face is angry, right? You wouldn't expect the reflection to change unless you put a smile on your face, and then that reflection is going to change. Right? So it's the inner thoughts and inner being that needs to change. And that's why, imagination is so important, because if we can imagine it, and starting there, and visualization, and just kind of quiet the outer world. And that's why meditation is such a beautiful practice and so helpful, because it lets us calm down and really zone out the outer world, what is going on the outside that's affecting us. And so we can, within ourselves, change what's going on. And then that is going to be projected into our experience. Does that make sense? Okay. So, excuse me. So everything has to be a thought first, and we have to have a vision first. Just like a cell phone, it was a thought that someone had, like, hey, that would be kind of nice to be talking to another person. And so that spark of thought of something new had to come about before it was manifested into the reality. So we have this creative factory of our inner world inside, and imagination, meditation, it was really a helpful tool to do that. There's also what we are experiencing. Like I asked you the first question, what are you experiencing? The universe has a very funny way to show us where we need to look. It's reflecting to us. There's some things that happen in our life that might not be so pleasant. But duality and contrast is part of the equation. And so the duality of things, you wouldn't know what you do want unless you know what you don't want. So if you have a negative a situation, a difficult situation, you wouldn't appreciate the opposite of it unless you experience that. And so a lot of times, like, for example, we have an accident or something like that. And gratitude is such a powerful practice. We're not harnessing the power of gratitude for our eyes until we have an accident and lose our sight. So we really, the duality helps us to refine of what we need to focus on. And it really sets a rocket of desire for something new, something better, something opposite of what we are experiencing if we don't like that. So like, there's a lot of stories. So like my story, my mess is becoming my message. And so I couldn't know what I really truly wanted, and that's to help people to kind of go through and create the reality that they want. If I wasn't in the situation that got me into the situation that I was in, and I wouldn't have sought the help to help me find all of this beautiful work. So my mess became my message. And that was not possible without the duality, the contrast that the universe is always giving us. It's really, it's an evolution of a lifetime. This is, we are put here on this earth to get better, and we've got to practice that. We have the power to choose and deliberately focus on the things that we want. Because again, where focus goes, energy flows, like we talked about with the physics. That is actually manifesting into the physical world. So if we can live our lives a little more intentionally and focus on the things and really shut down a little bit of that brain that is chasing those lions and redirect it to something more positive, then we can create better experiences in our life. We also we as humans are we like convenience, right? We like to go to the grocery store and just get something, and there's definitely value for it. But with our inner world, so I had headaches for years, and again, like the back pain, I was told by doctors to get all kinds of medication to help my headaches. And after years, I got pregnant and I started to drink water. It was a very simple solution. All of a sudden, my headaches went completely away, and it was water that saved my headaches. It wasn't the pills that I was trying the outside world to fix me. It was something that I could have just digested internally, very easy solution to solve a big problem like that. And so sometimes with drugs and things like that, we are really just putting a band-aid on things as opposed to healing the root cause of it. And there is the inner world that needs to change first for our outside reality to change. And again, there is physics and medical research behind it now, how that works, that we really affect the matter, and it starts within us. So it's again, constant tuning up. We don't expect to shower once and then never stink again, right? We need to shower. And so this is the same thing. We need to repeat the process, and we constantly have to observe our thoughts and how we feel, so we know what we are really projecting out there into the universe. And the good news is that whatever is happening now is really old news, because those were thoughts that we thought in the past that now created that moment. And we have the power to choose different thoughts for the future to create something different. And it takes 17 seconds to create a momentum. 17 seconds. And if we can stick to that thought for 17 seconds, it's going to create and started to create a momentum. And we add another 17 seconds on top of that. Now we're starting to move that other direction. I'll give you an analogy of a car on top of a hill. If the car is on top of a hill and you put it in neutral, and you just bump into it a little bit and going down the hill, if the car is way down the hill, there's no way you can stop that momentum because the car is going way too fast at that point. But if you realize that car started to move just a little bit and then just prop yourself up and stop it from going, when that momentum was still very slow, you can still stop that disaster from happening. So the early we can catch that we don't feel good and the thoughts that we are thinking, the better. Because once we get on a momentum, then it's going to be harder and harder. But there is ways of how to stop that momentum anyway. Taking a nap is a great idea, or meditation. Meditation is such a powerful tool, as you guys know, that really stops the momentum, the resistance that we have, that brain that is going into that reaction when those lions are chasing us. So it really boils down to being self-aware of how do I feel, what thoughts am I feeling, what thoughts I'm thinking, and really putting some self-care and healthy lifestyle, because healthy lifestyle helps us feel good, right? Like what we eat, diet, exercise, how much we sleep, that all affect how we feel. And gratitude is such a powerful practice as well, because we can't really feel any other emotion when we think about gratitude. So I'm very grateful to be with you today. I hope this talk was helpful to you. I want to ask you the questions of, you know, do you like what you're experiencing in your life right? What you're doing. If the answer is no, observe your thoughts, observe how you feel, and try to change that. So, how do I feel is another question that I would ask every day. How do I feel? Just take a little temperature check in. And what is really causing me to feel a certain way? What thoughts am I thinking? So, hopefully, you are intentionally and deliberately choosing the thoughts that you want to think and feeling good. So, you have that energy of that positive emotion that attracts more of that good feeling stuff. So change within to get the mirror that we want is what I'm going to leave you with, and opening up for questions.
Thank you, Elena. It was such a
Thank you so much.
profound wisdom. Right? We are more than just our bodies. We have like vibrations and frequency, and as you said, we'll usually have around 70 to 80,000 thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a power to deliberately choose what to think, so we can create better experiences in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we can change the reflection in the mirror by changing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's very profound. Thank you, Elena, for enlightening us with such a great wisdom.
Thank you so
So,
much for
friends,
having me.
its pleasure is ours, Elena. Thank you so much, for giving us time and sharing the knowledge for all of us. Thank you. And friends, so for any questions, please unmute yourself and speak, or you can post in the chat as well. So I see Mark has raised
Mark
his
has a
hand.
question.
Um, so, Mark, can
Hello,
you?
hello. Hi,
Hi,
how are
Mark.
you? Hey, I had a question. Fuck you, nigger, nigger, nigger. Suck my fucking dick, you fucking
Sorry,
faggot.
sorry for that.
You
I
fucking.
don't know. Sorry,
I
just
think, can you remove him, Hari? I don't know
Yeah,
what
we
I
the
just
have
option
removed. I
is.
think there is some. Just I'll
Uh,
remove it. I'll
yeah,
remove
you
everything.
are host. I am not
Yeah.
able to
So
remove
leave
him.
that.
I
Leave it.
removed him. Yeah, I was able
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Sorry for
Oh,
that,
okay.
Elena. Really sorry. I think looks like some spam. But you know what?
Yeah,
Whoever has some question, please do uh, chat to me, and then we will take it from
Suck my
there.
fucking dick,
So,
motherfucking nigger, nigger,
so
nigger,
who's
nigger, nigger,
that?
nigger, 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 nigger,
Just
nigger, nigger. You fucking stupid nigger.
who's sorry for that, Elena. Just give me a sec. I'll just
You
mute.
good? You good?
I think couple of.
I'm trying
Um,
to.
I have muted everyone. I'm removing to mute everyone. So just give me a sec. I'll handle that. This is something that is very annoying that's happening. So just give me a sec. Please. Let me fix this. Sorry. All right. Okay. We have a question from Dilip. How do you maintain consistency in keeping mirror clean? From Dilip from UK.
Constantly tuning into your energy. How do I feel? Asking that question. How do I feel? And then if I don't feel so good, what thoughts am I thinking that are making me feel that way? Does that answer your question?
Hopefully, Dilip. Yeah. So, is there any tip to change our feeling from Lavanya?
So it's managing state. Yes. So again, it's about the thoughts that we think. So we want to develop practices to focus our thoughts a certain direction. The best way to is to write, because writing is very powerful. Just like meditation, it's scientifically proven to deepen what we are doing. So if we write and we purposely, do positive affirmations or look for things to appreciate, be grateful for, we're directing our mind that direction. Then we again get the momentum going on that direction. And so writing is the best way to do that. And again, observing how our thoughts, if we're not directing them, and asking the question, how do I feel? And another thing I would also say is, well, two more things actually. We underestimate of things that bring us joy. So either thinking of the things that we enjoy to do, and it can be anything. It's about the vibration, the energy that we find ourselves in, that matters more than what it is. But if we find something that we love to do, say we love quilting or something, if that brings us joy, that naturally raises our vibration and energy into a positive direction. So writing, right? Observing our thoughts, and then excuse me. What did I just say? And then the last one is state. So how we feel. What brings us joy? Thinking about simple things that bring us joy. And last thing is state. So if we don't feel good, like a cold shower or something like that, really, when you think about children, if they have a tantrum, what do? You distract them. So that same methodology we can use on ourselves. So if we get into a cold shower, that shocks our body and it distracts us from feeling bad. So I would suggest like a bag of tricks, so cold showers, or like, if you like to sing and just like sing out loud, things like that. So those four things.
That's absolutely great explanation. Thank you so much. And yeah, coming from Dilip, that the way that you explained the powerful way of pouring our thoughts is something really great as well. Yeah. So I have, I think, Hari from Houston. So you can go ahead and ask that question.
Hey, Elena. My question
Hi.
is like, you said for 17 seconds, we need to focus on that, right? And if within 17 seconds, I guess you'll get 17,000 thoughts. All right. So how did we come to that number? What is that?
I don't know where the number came from, but it's a scientific thing. It's 17 seconds, kind of like it takes 21 days to develop a habit on average. Of course, plus and minus for different people, it's a little different. But 17 seconds, it says that you can focus your mind and block any other of those 70,000 thoughts out of it. And so like you are used to meditating, right? You're basically blocking everything else out and you're just focusing on one thing. And if you can do that for 17 seconds and another 17 seconds and another 17 seconds, then you're starting the momentum. But I really don't know where that came from. But Abraham Hicks talks about that.
Okay. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you so much for that question.
That's a very good question. That's my question as well. Largely where 17 is a very interesting number.
I know. And it's so funny because when I was very busy and I was working, I didn't have time to meditate. So I would use the 17-second rule to meditate in the bathroom. And I would not count to 17, I would count to 20, just for the simplicity of things. So I would do 3 times 20, so 60 seconds. And so it was manageable. So it's not exactly 17, but I just rounded it up to 20. So it's a round, nicer number. And I did it 3 times. And then I felt like I was getting on that momentum of those 17 seconds.
That's I think for a lot of people that is going to be a game changer. So now people will try that 17 seconds and come back to you, Elena.
Oh, good. I hope that you guys do use it for sure.
Okay, I have another question from Emily. Sorry, we have few technical issues. If you can chat to me the question, that would be great for now. And we'll try to unmute. And a question from Jyoti from Sydney. Just one sec. In the upward and downward spiral you showed on the presentation, can you talk a bit about boredom, which is in the middle? Why kids often, feel bored, especially the kids.
Yeah, so let me share that again so we can see a visual again. So yes, so boredom. Can you guys see this okay? Okay.
Yeah.
So boredom, yes, was like right in the middle. So boredom is something like they just don't, they're not really motivated. They're not very negative emotions like anger. You know, there's lots of power, lots of energy behind that. And whereas boredom is someplace in the middle, it's just you don't really want to do a lot of things. You're not motivated, and you just don't really get excited about anything, right? So I don't know exactly why children in particular would have it. I think it can happen with adults or children. I don't think it's just with children, but I think it's again the thoughts that we're thinking. Just like I don't really want to do anything, and I don't feel like it. Nothing brings me joy, and it's again directing those thoughts to be stuck in boredom. And it boils down to the thoughts. And then again, it produces that feeling of boredom and they don't want to really do anything. So that's why those 4 things that we can do to redirect. And with children, children are the best humans out there because they're so moldable. And they still don't know very much, but they are very receptive. So we can distract them very easily and start asking them questions. Hey, well, what would you like to do? And if it's that's too broad of a question, we can more specifically ask, well, do you like ice cream? And then we can see if that resonates with them, if we can bring their energy up just a little bit more. And the thought of ice cream is maybe more exciting. And then so we can move up the emotional scale and go up, right? And so we can't really skip from boredom to like passion. We have to go there incrementally, but we can get there. And that's that 17 seconds when we start that momentum, and we can keep getting higher until we can get to those really high emotions. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, that's absolutely good, Jyoti. Hope that answered your question. And yes, Jyoti is happy. And next is Leela. Such a wonderful talk. Thank you, Elena. I like that car example. The moment we know we have some major diseases, immediately fear kicks in. How to overcome that?
Yes. Well, meditation is so great for that because we can just refocus our energy, right, to non-resistance. And the more we can do that, and the more we can embody the visualization I was talking about, the imagination, when you're going into meditation to remove that resistance is number one. And then constantly using your thoughts and your mind to create a different reality. So imagining how healthy you are and all of that, and even like just dissolving all of the bad stuff and just really seeing it in your mind to leave your body. And this visualization is such a powerful practice as well. There was a research study that they did with 3 groups, and it was like playing basketball or playing piano or something. And one group was actually playing the piano. The second group was just rehearsing it in their mind, and then the third group didn't do it at all. And then the results were staggering. I don't know exactly the numbers, but obviously the people that didn't do it at all, they had terrible results, right? But the group that actually practiced the piano and the group that practiced in their minds were only like 1 or 2% of successful rate of actually playing the piano. Which, think about that. Like if 54% of people that play the piano got that much better, and only 52% still got to the same point as you were practicing the piano with just their mind. So that same principle can be applied to your health or anything really. And so, but it's about repetition. It's about repetition. It's like a never-ending thing, right? Until you can really tap into that non-resistance all the time, then you just become it. You really embody that healthy self. And so it's just going in, meditating, really just removing any of that resistance and setting that intention for what you do want, and that's the healthy body and free of disease.
Excellent. I hope good explanation will work on it. Thank you so much, Elena.
You're welcome.
So we have one more question from Swati. How does visualization work, and how long we have to do, and how do we do it?
Okay, so there is no right or wrong answer. How long? As long as possible. The more you do it, the better results you will get. And it's really just rehearsing in your mind. So like really being specific of what you want. So if it's that healthy body, and like really getting and the feeling and embodying that feeling, because right, we were talking about the vibration and then the frequency, right? So if you can get on that frequency of healthy body, that's really what you want. And the more you do it, I mean, I would say just like meditation, as a rule of thumb, they say 15, 20 minutes. I say a lot more. I'm sure this group would agree with that. The more you do it, the more it has an effect. There is no right or wrong. I think it's if you want to really manifest something quickly, then I would do it over an hour a day or more. And the more you do it, the quicker it will come. And just really getting specific of what you want. So imagining that body being healthy, and if it's I don't know, whatever. If it's cancer, for example, just imagining that body part, like ovarian cancer, those ovaries being healthy and vibrant, and even producing children. I don't know if you want that, but really getting specific on what that looks like in your mind and really rehearsing that. And so bringing a very clear picture in your mind of what it looks like is what I would say in the visualization should be. And imagine what it can be. And sky isn't even the limit of what we can imagine and what we can create, and where our minds can go. I didn't mention, and I've done some plant medicine, and it really has changed my outlook on the consciousness of the mind and how it really works. It's pretty remarkable. So use that imagination. You have it within you. Get inspired if you need to. Google is your friend. What does it look like? If you want a dream home or something, you can get inspired and get those specifics. But most importantly, how does it feel when you have it? So how does it feel when you are healthy? How does it feel when you get into that house? Like, are you joyful? Is that freedom? Is that gratitude? What is it? And the more you can feel it within your body, the more you are magnetizing it to you.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And comment on your answer from Lavanya. It's great trip great tip to bring to different frequencies first before the work which we want to do. So that's a tip by.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, and the quickest thing is to just think about the things that bring you joy. It's so underestimated. We forget about it in this world, you know. We are so in hustle and bustle, and you're like, what do I have to do? You have to do what brings you joy more, because that's what raises your energy.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that was amazing talk, I would say, and also wonderful answers. And as you said, bringing the joy. I know we had few hiccups with some spam, and
Okay.
taken it positively. Thank you so much, and our apologies from hosting point of view. Looks like the link has gone out on the social media. It's power of social media now. The other way.
No
Apologies.
worries.
And but that was an amazing talk, and it has created a great vibe um, in the group. And yours is the first talk of this summit, and it started off
Okay.
really well, really, really well. So over to you, Sushma, to take over if there are any further questions. If not, over to you, Sushma.
Yeah, thanks, Harry. I don't see any more questions, but the session was amazing, Elena.
Great.
It
Thank you
was
so much for having me.
yeah,
You guys been a
it was
wonderful audience.
yes, yeah. Thanks, Elena, and sorry for hiccups, right? Yeah, and I really like the way you have said examples, especially the car one. It it kind of gives the more example with the 17 seconds. It you also given the time for it, the where to stop, or so I really like that. I will start practicing it. As Hari said, any questions will come back to you again on that,
Yeah.
Uh,
right? Yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry, there is one more last minute question, if that's okay,
Okay.
Lena.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
From Shravani from Melbourne, Australia.
hmm
What role does gratitude play in the manifestation process, and how do you cultivate it?
Oh my goodness.
Favorite
So,
topic, Alina's.
yes, I have a gratitude circle. So this is very close to my heart. And gratitude is such a powerful practice to really live in gratitude. The more you can live in gratitude, the more you receive the things that you can be grateful for. And so how that plays in is, so it's really brain and heart coherence that we want to have, and all the energy centers need to be, all the chakras need to be aligned. The more we're in alignment, the more we can align our brain and heart together. And then so with the brain, we set the intention of what do we want, right? So we set that intention, and with the heart, with the gratitude, is that's what we bring it to us. So it's kind of like, you were in the unified field, and the information is out there. And when we set an intention, it goes out into the universe, and it's really just like getting that information. And with that gratitude, when we're open our heart, we really magnetize and bring that information to us. So the more we can have brain and heart coherence and use gratitude, the more we are attracting those things to us. So it really works together. So we need to be, again, the visualization, imagination, what do we want, and setting that intention. Waking up every morning and setting that intention. That's why morning practice is so powerful. Before we get into the hustle and bustle, before our thoughts get overtaken by, cell phones and emails and all that, we can set that intention out there, and then being grateful brings it back to us, and so it comes much quicker. So that's the role of gratitude. And the more we can live in gratitude every day, and just literally, like, as you walk, just think about all the things that you're grateful for, because again, it's everything. It's magnetizing it to you, bringing that information to you. You're raising your vibration, so again, you can be on that vibrational disc to attract all the things that you want. So thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing, Lena. And I think that's it. And
I
that's it.
have one more
Yeah.
question
Okay.
in the chat. It's from Jubia Mendi. She's asking about the practices to increase energy and frequency. More practices.
Yeah, so there's that gratitude is a great practice. Journaling, focusing your mind on positive things like that. But again, it's about how we feel, and so we need to be mindful of what we put in our bodies as well. So I cannot stress enough how healthy diet, sleep, and exercise, and drinking water, and all of that has an effect on how we feel as well. So there is lots of different things we can do. Also, self-awareness. If we're not aware that we're feeling bad or that we're thinking all these bad thoughts, then it's not going to help, right? Because we're going to be on that spiral, and we have a momentum that direction. So there is a lot more, and I would like to share, if you would like to, and if you have more questions. I know we are out of time. If you have more questions that you would like to connect with me, I have a QR code that you can connect with me, if that's okay, Shushma.
Yeah.
That I share.
Yeah, sure. Yes, sure.
You can connect
sure,
with
Elena.
me. This is my Facebook page. You can just direct message me there. Add me as a friend. I do post some tips on how to raise your energy and what to do and things like that. I'm also going to be creating a group that we kind of practice all of this stuff. So if you'd like to connect with me, feel free to do that, and send me a direct message with a question that if I didn't answer that yet. Or if you want to hear the answer again, that's totally fine as well.
No, this is really great, Elena, and please do share this QR code with us as well. So we'll be, um, uh, sharing this with all other participants as well. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I
And
can
if
also,
you
I
have,
think, let me see if I can share it in my in the chat as well.
yeah,
I'll be sure to drop it in there as well.
yeah. And is it okay if I ask one more question from one of our participants?
Absolutely, go for it. Yeah.
On mobile. This is from Aruna from Sydney.
Okay.
So the current environment is geared towards instant gratification, resulting in impatience in current generation. So
Yeah.
how to get them started on the path of patience and tolerance in ways other than meditation?
Yes. Well, I think education is the only answer, because we as humans, like, I was talking about the quick fixes that we're always looking for, which is it's a great way, right? Like if it works that way. But unfortunately, that's not how it works. We have to address the root cause, and really solve the issue before we can see it bloom. And a lot of times, because we have the impatience, we just put a band-aid on it and we try to mask it, and take away the symptoms, but that root cause is still there. So how we can be more patient, education that there is a way. And so I would think that I would say that the momentum is really the answer, and the understanding of baby steps. It takes something to start something, right? So like think about a habit, right? You can put on the gym clothes, and even if you still don't make it to the gym, you made progress towards that goal to go to the gym. And then you put the shoes on and you actually walk to gym, and that's all you do. You've done more than the day before. You now walk to the gym, and then baby steps. And if you're familiar with exponentially, it starts growing after a while. It goes very slow, and then it shots up. So I think the knowledge of, by being patient and doing the baby steps in the beginning, really do compound over time. And if we can just make it long enough to see it, then we can see that exponential growth at the end. So education, I would say, just being aware that that's how it works, and it's never going to go away. It's a never ending journey of evolution of a lifetime.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great answer, I would say. Uh, yeah, I think that's all with the question. So from my side,
Okay.
thank you so much, and we'll definitely hold on to you for our future programs as well. You're part
Okay,
of.
great. Thank you so much. And I just dropped the link in the chat as well. So you can just click on it and connect with me if you'd like. And again, happy to answer any other questions that you may have. And thank you so much for having me, and thank you for listening. And I hope that this was helpful and you can integrate some of this in your life.
Absolutely. Thank you. Over to you, Sushma.
Definitely, Elena. It was
Thank you.
helpful, and we will see you again in our Magic Space sessions in person. We would looking forward for those more of your sessions. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Ushma.
Yeah. Thanks, Elena.